In this video, we'll go over all my plays for UFC Vegas 119. We got a fight night on our hands. Let's do this. Peace and welcome back to the channel. This is Shadowbox Final, where I will give you all the plays that I got for this weekend's UFC. And that's all we're going to do, and then we're going to get you out of here, always for free. Usually, these aren't the final plays. Some always find another play to put in. I think I need to call the hotline or something. Be checking me out on Instagram. Check me out on X. It'll pop up around here somewhere. Follow me on there in case I put another play in there. And I say in case, but I almost always do. And recently, that play has been hitting. Let's get started. The first play we're going to go over is our 100 down premium play. And we got this for plus 102 on Bet365. We put 2 units on it this time. Like we do every time. We got Vinicius, Oliveira, moneyline. Via Mesquita, moneyline. Navajo, Stirling on the money line, plus 102. Now, we got this on FanDuel. Plus 102 on FanDuel, 2 units. Oliveira, we think is, I think he's just better than Andre Fili, especially on the feet. Andre Fili's the better grappler. Andre Fili might actually have the higher fight IQ edge. I know that's strange to hear. Vinicius Oliveira is not going to out-technique you. You know, he's going to out-fight you. He's going to physical. He's going to out-fight you. And a lot of times, you know, he doesn't have the best footwork. You know, he's not doing things in a traditional manner. And then you wake up and ask the referee what happened. Vinicius Oliveira, we have on the money line. Via Mesquita. Her name is in lights for jiu-jitsu. The question was, how would that translate when she got to the UFC? You know, when there's strikers going on, when there's girls that want to wrestle you, like Virna Jandiroba. She's just a monster, probably one of the best women's cage wrestlers in the world. You know, what happened when all these things mix in? Then, what would Via Mesquita do? In her last match against Montserrat Rendon, she was fantastic on the feet. She showed power, and she showed speed. She showed that she might have more to her MMA game than just jiu-jitsu. I think this move right here, the Montserrat Rendon, you know, was near the bottom of the rankings, near the bottom of the list. I think she might have gotten cut soon after the fight. Melissa Mullins is higher up on the chain. Melissa Mullins higher up on the ladder. And with Montserrat Rendon being such, I mean, she's kind of too old to be a prospect, right? 35. So if they have hopes of her having any kind of championship contention, which I think she looks the part, you know, I have questions about her, but I think she looks the part. I think she's fantastic. If they want to push that, then it has to be sooner rather than later, and it has to be leaps like this. You know what I mean? Melissa Mullins, I believe, is worlds above Montserrat Rendon, levels above Montserrat Rendon. So we'll see. You know, after this, maybe the jump isn't so big if she wins, but I think she can win this fight inside distance. I think she can win with her jiu-jitsu, which is, you know, probably the method she prefers, but I also think she can win by knockout. You know, one of the things we look at in the women's fights is the physicality. Not all the time does it translate. You know, with Carnelossi last week or a couple weeks ago, that didn't translate. Carnelossi's built like the Terminator, and she still got knocked out first round. Ketlin Sosa isn't built, you know, too far off that herself. But Carlosi has, you know, straight rippling muscles down the arms. Bia Mesquita isn't far off of that, man. I was impressed with her muscle shape, you know, her physique. And I was impressed with her hands. I was impressed with her striking. So, anyway, I think she's got this one in the bag. Navajo Stirling would be the toughest leg of these three. Navajo Stirling is fighting Ian Cutelaba. Came up with a big win last time, but I think in that fight, what he showed was that he still got a little bit of pop in his hands, and he might still have more on the feet than we thought. Now, Ian Cutelaba's going on his 22nd fight in the UFC, and he still doesn't have double-digit wins. He could get there if he can take out shooting star prospect, and Navajo Stirling. Navajo Stirling is fantastic. He's strong. He's tough. He's not as fast as you would like. I don't think he moves his head as well. Like, his footwork isn't as great as it should be. And I know I heard him talk last fight a lot about, which wasn't that long ago, but I heard him talk the last fight about how, you know, he hadn't got that finish yet. And then he came in and got it. I think he's improving. I love his improvement. Navajo Stirling should be able to take care of Ian Cutelaba. I think he's worlds better than him, but Ian Cutelaba is a veteran. He definitely has experience. He's going to try to get to his back, and Navajo Stirling's wrestling has to hold up so that he can prevent the jiu-jitsu of Ian Cutelaba, because Ian Cutelaba is levels above in his jiu-jitsu game than Navajo Stirling, the city kickboxing prospect. All right, so that's the 100 down premium play. Let's move on to the straight plays. Michael Aswell Jr. by decision we have in. Now, we think he's the side, and the score wasn't all that close in our metric. He's minus 400, so that makes sense. And maybe I have a problem with this. And we couldn't play the line any other way. The double chance was minus 240, but I just felt like he's fighting Gaston Bolaños, who's moving weight classes. You know, Gaston Bolaños doesn't have the name that he used to. He's not what he thought he was going to be. You know, he's not the only one on this card. But I feel like he's tough enough. You know what I mean? And I just got burnt on this. Who was it? And this is a smaller cage in the Apex too. Ayman Zahabi against Sugar Sean. I thought Ayman Zahabi was tough. You know, I didn't like his wins, but like I said, he was fighting. He was in there, and I thought he might be able to just do good enough that Sean would win a unanimous decision, but then he wouldn't finish it. Boy, was I wrong on that. I have the potential to be wrong on this one too. Michael Aswell Jr. is not Sugar Sean, although I do believe he wins the fight. He's only 1-2. You know, when you see this line and his record and stuff, you see the digital read. You got to dig deeper. You got to get into the video. You got to see, and then you make your decision on Michael Aswell. And I think that he's the better fighter here. I think he wins this fight, and I think he wins it by decision. We have, we'll go back to Vinicius Oliveira while we're here. I have him solo to get a KO. Like I said, he's not your traditional. He's not super technical. You know, he's not coming in there with a boxing technical ability of 9 out of 10. Although his power, he might be coming in with might be close to a 9 out of 10. And Vinicius Oliveira is going to move out of the way in ways that you probably haven't seen, and he's going to hit you from angles that you haven't seen on the counter. He's not exactly going to do things a smart way. I think in this fight we gave Andre Fili the fight IQ edge, which is hard, you know, to believe. You're going to have, we have Andre Fili is not a bad fighter. You know what I mean? And we've went with him before. He usually shows better, especially if you're on the other side of him. He always shows up better than you want him to. He always makes you sweat. This one I don't believe he will. I believe Vinicius Oliveira puts him down, and I think he does it early before the third round. And then last of the straight plays, I should have got this one a little bit earlier. I seen it go a little bit from minus 155 on one book to minus 172. We got it at FD, half a unit on all three of these straight plays. Manel Kape on the money line. Listen, in this fight, Manel Kape has the reach advantage, height advantage, speed advantage, the power advantage. Kyoji Horiguchi is the better grappler. He's the better person. I like Kyoji. I like Horiguchi better than I like Manel Kape. I'm in their weight class. If I had the choice of who to fight, I would fight Horiguchi right now. Send Manel Kape to someone else. Manel Kape is going to wreck someone's face, and we hope that it isn't too bad on Kyoji Horiguchi. Unless I try to get to Horiguchi on this one, and it seems like every so often Manel Kape has these fights. The new Manel Kape. He has these fights where you just don't think he's going to win. You're going to pick the other guy against him. You know, this happened a couple fights ago. And he just showed levels. I mean, it was ugly. It was ugly. And this one has the potential to be. You see Horiguchi's 9-1 record. And you've seen his last fights. Listen, I love some Horiguchi. I bet on him his last 2 or 3 fights. In some kind of way. Parlay methods. This one here is going to be rough. I think Manel Kape wins this, and I think he makes it look easy. I think Manel Kape, there was somebody had a bet, offer on one of these sites. It might have been MGM. It was, you put in for who you think would have the championship of each of the belts at the end of the 2026 year. And for this weight class, flyweight, I had put in Manel Kape. I thought he wins this against Horiguchi. He has to get the title shot, right? We can do it in December. Wouldn't be that bad. Now listen, Manel Kape is no joke, and I think he's a lot better than everybody is expecting. I know on Tapology, the pick was Horiguchi by a slight margin, and what I see out there in the public is Horiguchi. I think that's a digital read and not breaking down into the tape enough, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I have been wrong. I will be wrong again. No, that's it for the straight plays. 2 parlays. We got the Castle Parlay. I'm sorry, the North Coast House Special. North Coast House Special is Allan Nascimento on the money line. And then we've got Leon Shahbazyan. Not Edmund Shahbazyan. Leon Shahbazyan and Levan Chokheli. I took the under 2.5 rounds in that fight. If you look at these boys, Shahbazyan has about a million finishes in the first round. Submissions. He's 6'4", 74-inch reach. The guy's long. He comes at you straight away. He doesn't really use the reach to his advantage as far as keeping you off of him, but almost in the way of that, almost in the way of like a Kevin Holland. Are you hear me? He definitely can get you in some submissions when you don't think he can. He's just that long. You have to go into YouTube to watch some of his fights. His Fight Pass doesn't have quite hardly any. Chokheli, on the other hand, has 11 knockouts. All right, and most of them in the first round. We took the under here. We think that this fight is going to end quickly, and I think Chokheli is going to be the one to end it. Which brings me, that play It's minus 109. Bet 365. We put 3/4 unit on that play. Nascimento. He's 4-1 UFC. Mitch Raposo is this is kind of scary. I even shouldn't even tell you guys this. Mr. Raposo is kind of like how I feel about Michael Aswell. All right, Michael Aswell is 1-2. Mitch Raposo is also 1-2, but he's much better than his record would suggest. Okay, Allan Nascimento has a fight on his hands, and this is not going to be a breeze matchup, despite his odds going up, despite him being minus 210 right now. Nascimento has got his hands full, and I mean, we're not pick flipping or anything like that. We knew this going in. I'm just here to tell you, don't be surprised if Mitch Raposo wins a round or two. This one is going to make you sweat. That house special. And he usually does. When you sweat before, they're all going to make us sweat. Castle Parlay, our position of safety. Again, minus 113, bet 365, 1.25 units, bet 365. Gave us a 5% boost on that. Andre Lima, money line. Michael Aswell Jr., money line. Levan, Chokheli, money line. The Georgian fighter making his debut. Usually, a fighter making his debut would not be in the Castle Parlay, but he is fighting against another guy making his debut, and I believe this guy is, I don't think they're on the same level at all. I think this guy's way better, and I'm sticking to that. And I hope so. Look, we got 6 bets in there for us. We put 5 units out there on 6 bets. Good luck to you. Good luck on all your bets. All you savages, thank you for joining me. All the real one savages know what to do. Thank you. This has been the Shadowbox Final. I do have Shadowbox Ego Challenge in. It's plus 488 on FanDuel. Check out the Shadows Ego Challenge. The window closes Friday, 11:59 p.m. Rules for submission are on the website. You can find that in the pinned comment. Thank you for joining me. Peace.